Thank you, Avery. Good afternoon. I'm State Representative Tom Demmer from Dixon. Over the course of the last few months, a number of community advocacy groups and public interest groups have come forward with a unified message to the General Assembly, and that has been, do not use American Community Survey data to draw redistricting maps. It's inappropriate, it's not accurate, it doesn't reflect the actual counts of people who live in the state of Illinois and where in the state of Illinois those individuals live, and it is a flawed data source which should not be relied on to accurately draw legislative redistricting maps. The problem has been, during the first few months of this process, the Democrats refused to disclose what their data source was. It was asked at meeting after meeting after meeting, what data will you use to draw these legislative maps? And they did not respond. Only this week did they disclose that American Community Survey data was, in their words, one of a number of sources used to draw the legislative maps. And only this morning, on the very day the proposal was going to be voted on, did Leader Hernandez disclose that it was American Community Survey data and election results that were used to draw these legislative maps. The Democrats on the Redistricting Committee intentionally withheld information from the members of the committee and, more importantly, from the people of Illinois in order to deprive them of the opportunity to accurately review and consider the legislative maps that have been offered. They intentionally withheld that information. How can we have genuine public input when the majority party is intentionally misleading and withholding information from the people of Illinois? It's simply inappropriate, and it has deprived us of the chance to have an honest debate here today. When in a hearing earlier this week, I asked Leader Hernandez, was she able to identify any advocacy groups who encouraged using ACS data? She said no. And I reminded her that 55 community interest groups signed a joint letter saying, do not use American Community Survey data. I believe that's why they did not disclose they were using American Community Survey data, is because they knew it would be met with universal opposition. It was inappropriate during the process to use it. It's inappropriate to use it today. The census data is the only way to get a fair count.